Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, the next contender here for the thesis defense, it will be Ariij Diandra Takiyah, yeah. And then your title for the thesis here it is about Arirang News Portal as a basic grammar tool for students English proficiency. Yeah, that will be your title. And then who is your advisor?
Mr. Aswir, sir.
Okay, your advisor is Mr. Aswir. And then I hope you already watched all the previous thesis defense from your senior. Yeah. And then you already knew here what kind of the procedure that we are going to do for the thesis defense. Okay, but before you're going to explain your complete thesis, I would like to ask you here and then name or mention the previous thesis defense that you watch and what kind of the main point that you got from the previous one, please. Name the senior that you want, please.
Okay, before the thesis defense, I already watched several kind of thesis defense from our senior, and then I watched Kachika thesis defense. Her title is English Indonesian Code Switching Types and Factors Used Among Indo Twitter Users. And then from that research, the point is that her research is successful because she she success in implementing her research. And then also I watch ka sorry sir.
Okay, I guess that should be enough from Kika Soli. That should be again. Then now it will be your turn to explain your complete thesis, and then I'll be the one that's sharing the screen. Come on, Ariij, best of luck. Time is yours, please.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
The Honorable Mr. Sofian as the examiner. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ariij from class of 2018. So today I'm going to presentate my thesis defense, and the title is Arirang News Portal as a basic grammar tool for students English proficiency. Next slide, sir. The first one is chapter 1, background of the study. So, language is the main tool for communication. Almost all people around the world communicate with English. Since English is international language, everyone, especially students, have to learn that language. When we learn something, it is necessary begin with the basics, as this will allow us to go to the next level. Similarly, when students learn English, they also have to know the basic skills in English, which include speaking, reading, writing, and also listening. This is based on the aims of learning English, which is to improve the students' English proficiency. And then in learning English, we also have to understand its grammar, where grammar is the way we arrange words to make proper sentences. And in learning grammar, students may have several obstacles because Indonesia and English have different grammatical rules. And then students also don't know how to constructing words to make proper sentences, and they also don't know how to change the English forms. So with the Ilyes, as cited in Kizi, state that there are 6 English verb forms which include tenses, aspect, mood, modality, voice, and also pronoun. By the 6 English verb forms that I mentioned before, the students can be motivated in learning English, especially in learning grammar. Besides that, all teachers in Indonesia have to find the best tool in teaching grammar. One of the interesting tools that can be used by the teacher in teaching grammar is by news item. News item is a paragraph that informs the reader about the current events. And then one of the news item that can be used is from the Arirang News. Arirang News portal provided a factual and up-to-date news, both domestic and also worldwide. And Arirang News can be a good and supporting tool in learning English, especially grammar. Based on the background of the study that I mentioned before, I am interested in conducting a research with the title Ariij News Portal as a basic grammar tool for students' English proficiency. Next chapter, sir. Okay, the next one is chapter 2, theories. So there are 4 theories that I use in my research. The first one is grammar, the second one is basic grammar, the third one is Ariij News, and then the last one is English proficiency. The first one is grammar. Grammar is a study and applications of the rules by which words are changed, their forms, and combined to make sentences. And then the second one is basic grammar. Basic grammar is a set of guidelines that specify how words, phrases, clauses, and also sentences are being formed in English language. Whether someone is learning English for the first time or is a native speaker, they still have to understand the basic rules of that language. Masan state that basic grammar in English will not be ignored because it will help the beginner to understand the larger issues. The next one is Ariij News. So Ariij News is basically one of the television news program from international television station from South Korea, Ariij TV. Ariij News uses English in delivering the news. And then Ariij News serve popular current news all around the world. English TV news can be a good tool or media that can be used in learning English, like grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, and also other abilities. The last one is English proficiency. English proficiency is the student's ability to communicate in English, which includes speaking, reading, writing, listening, as well as grammar and other abilities that can promote the teaching and learning. And also developing the general skills in communication. Next slide, sir. The next one is chapter 3, methods and procedures. The first one is time and place of study. So in this research, this research was conducted in SMK Darul Ulum Depok in 10 graders academic year 2021-2022. And then this research was conducted from May to June 2022. And then the second one is method of the study. In this research, the researcher used quantitative research method with pre-experimental research design. And then for the population and sample, the population is the students of SMK Darul Ulum Depok, and then consists of 33 students of XBDPB as the experimental class. And then for the techniques of collecting the data, the researcher used the test instrument, which include pretest and also posttest. For the pretest itself conducted was to find out the students' basic knowledge about the English platforms, which include tenses, aspect, mood, modality, voice, and also pronoun. And then this test consists of 20 questions in the form of multiple choices. The next one is posttest. Posttest was conducted to find out whether or not the students' English proficiency improved after the researcher gave treatment to the students by giving Ariij News Portal as a basic grammar tool. And then this test was same as the previous test, which consists of 20 questions in the form of multiple choices. Next slide, sir. And then the next slide is chapter 4, the result of the pretest. As we can see in this table that there is no students who get excellent, good, and enough. And there are 30 students who get poor with the percentage 91%. And there are 3 students who get very poor with the percentage 9%. Next slide, sir. The next slide is the table of the result of the posttest. So as we can see that there is no students who get excellent, poor, and very poor, and there are 13 students who get good with the percentage 39%, and then there are 20 students who get enough with the percentage 61%. And then from the result of the posttest and the pretest, we can see that the total score of posttest is higher than the total score of pretest. And then the total average of Posttest is also higher than the total average of Pretest. And then the T-call also higher than the T-table. It means that the research is successful. Next slide, sir. The last slide is about the chapter 5 conclusion. So the researcher was done a study with using pre-experimental design to find out whether Arirang News give the positive influence to the students' English proficiency of 10th grader students of SMK Darul Ulum Depok. And then based on the statistical calculation, it can be concluded that Arirang News give the positive impact in teaching grammar because the post-test result is higher than the pre-test result. That's all, sir.
Okay, that's all, Ariij?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then I want you to please wait a second. Okay, now let's try to discuss more deeply about your thesis, yeah? Starting with the title. Okay. Your title here is Arirang News Portal as a basic grammar tool for students' English proficiency. From the title here, it is like a Korean kind of K-pop kind of things for your thesis, right, Ariij? Why
Yes, sir.
Arirang News? Why Arirang News? Why Arirang News Portal? Not the other one, not some kind of familiar portal for the Indonesian K-pop lovers. K-popers, come on. Why it is Arirang News Portal? Do you think that majority of K-popers or K-lovers in Indonesia, they tend to read anything through the Arirang News Portal, or what is it?
Actually, there is no connected between Arirang News with the K-pop. But if you ask me why I choose Arirang News, because there are still previous research that use Arirang News. They usually use like CNN or maybe BCC News, and then I think that is udah commonly used in many research. So I use Arirang News Portal because it can be a tool for the future researcher.
Okay, so it is written in English or it is written in Korean?
In English, of course.
Okay, how that you gonna consider it is not from a true native speaker that writing the news portal from Arirang itself?
Oh,
You told us here it is to learn grammar using this news portal, while this news portal here is not from some area like UK, US, or even Australia, or those that use English as their language. Why Korea? Come on.
because actually, if you can see from the YouTube channel of Arirang News, the presenter itself is the native speaker. So the one who delivering the news is the native speaker. So I think it's okay.
Okay, so Arirang news portal here is a written one, or it is in a form of video or audio video, or what is it?
It's a written one, but the presenter also write it. In the end of the news article,
Okay.
there are the name of the writer, and then it is the same as the presenter.
And then which one did you use for your students here? It is the
The
written one or it is the video
the
that you
the
mentioned?
written text, the written text, because
Okay.
I analyzed the sentence structure.
Okay, so you can give a guarantee that all the compositions from Ariran News Portal here based on a native like kind of writing then, Ariij.
Maybe not all, sir, but mostly.
Mostly. And then what is it that you use?
Sorry, sir.
What is, what is it that you use? Can you can you consider all of that one? Identify all of that one. Okay, this is from a native speaker, or this is from a real native speaker that uh, write all the article from Ariran News Portal.
Well, actually, in my research, I'm not focusing on someone who read the text, but I'm more focused on the sentence structure of the news of the news. So I consider Arirang News because about the article news, not the writer, sir.
Okay, and the next one here you're mentioning basic grammar tool for student English proficiency. What level for these students here? Is for the senior high, or is it university students, or even this
Senior,
for secondary senior? It is for
senior,
the
sir.
senior high school. Okay, thank you. Now let's try to uh, okay, I want you to please try to give what we call by the need of conducting this study. Can you explain it? The need of conducting this study, please.
Okay,
For your background of this
so
study, come on.
why I conducting this research because it is the trend research for today's era, and then I think Arirang News can be the new tool that can be used by other researcher. So I start to conduct the research with Arirang. So the future researcher can see my research for their future research like that, sir.
Okay, next questions. Yeah, so that was the needs of this study. So, what will be the impact that you expect after conducting this research?
I expect that the students can master the English proficiency, but the English proficiency in my research is about the grammar ability. So, what I expect in my research is students master the grammar ability.
That's all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the next one, my last question for your background of this study. Uh, when you try to create a background of this study, you have to consider several previous study, right?
Yes.
Okay, how many previous study that you collected for this research? And then what will be your positions? What will be the difference or the similar things with the previous study, please?
Okay. There is only one previous research that is conducted by Kim in 2021, and then her research is also about the Arirang News for the English proficiency, but it is more focused on the how interesting Arirang News that can be used to improve the students' English proficiency. While I am implementing the English, while I'm implementing the Arirang News to be taught in my research. So the difference is the previous research is uh, observe about the how interesting Arirang News, while me I'm implementing the Arirang News. So that's the difference.
Okay, my dear Ariij Diandra, to be honest, when you try to collect or try to make several kind of previous study, one previous study here, it will be lack of previous study that you can use for your research, right? We need more, at least 2 or 3 more previous study. Yeah, so we
Hello, sir. Sorry. Halo, Sir. Halo, Sir. Halo, Sir. Can you hear me? Sir?
Hello?
Hello? Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm really sorry because the connection, I guess. Okay, the next, that will be my suggestion for you. Ariij, you better try to add more previous study, 2 or 3 more previous research that gonna support your research. Okay, not only one. Because if you're mentioning the previous one research, it is focused on explaining what is it Ariij news portal and then blah blah blah, and then you're focusing on implementing it. Yeah, you're gonna try to find out if there are several kind of researchers also conducted the research using the same kind of Ariij news portal.
Baik,
Okay,
sir.
Ariij?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now let's go with the second chapter. Second chapter, the theories bunch of the theories here. You're mentioning grammar, basic grammar, Ariij news, and then English proficiency.
Yes.
So which type of the basic grammar that you mentioned here that become your focus for this research?
So the basic grammar in my research is about the English verb forms, which include tenses, aspect, mood, modality, voice, and also pronoun. And then this basic grammar will be my material in teaching English.
Okay, so all of the learning material that you created based on Ariij news portal, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then do you mind please try to read one of the Ariij news portal that refer to the basic grammar that you use?
Can I use my phone, sir?
All good, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
I already open it, sir. Should I read it or?
Okay, come on, just read it. Read it, please.
So this is the title is Pet Industry Evolves as Number of Pet Owner in South Korea Increases. Pets are more than just animals. They are companions and even seen as family members by many people in South Korea. As a cat owner, I'm glad that more people are perceiving pets as family members. It's interesting how pet-related services are
Okay,
becoming.
that's enough.
Yes.
That's enough. I want you to please choose only 2 sentences, maybe, and then try to make an analysis based on the basic grammar. Come on. How did you
Okay.
make the sentences, and then you create that one into your learning material? Yeah, come on.
So, my topic is about the analyzing the sentence structure. And then, for example, I teach the tenses. Uh, as as I said before, the first sentence is pets are more than just animals. From that sentence, we can see that pets are pets is plural, and then are is to be that used for more than one person or object. So pets are more than just animal. Why we use are? Because the object is pets. And then the tenses is the simple present tense. This is how I implemented.
Okay, Ariij, the other that's lead us to the other questions. If you try to put only that kind of sentences to your learning material, which one is the interesting one for the students? How these sentences you can attract the student based on the sentences combination that you created.
Well, actually, uh, this is the sentence that I use for my pretest. And then for the implementing, I remember that I use CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo, which is the topic about the sport. And then it can attract the students interesting because it's about football. And then for the female students, I attract with the with the K-pop news articles like that, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ariij Diandra. Now let's go with your third chapter. Okay, you're mentioning several kind of pests here, yeah, starting with time and place of the study, method of the study, till the last one, technique of collecting the data. Based on your time and place of the study, you're mentioning only 1 month of conducting this research. How come
Yes.
that you conduct this research only 1 month? Come on, can you try to identify, can you try to elaborate? What is it that you did on the first week, second week, third week, till the last week? A month kind of research based on our Reading News portal. Come on.
Uh, should I uh, should I mention the date of the treatment?
You don't have to. Just
Okay.
mention it per week here. The first week, what is it? Second week, third week, till the last week. Because you're claiming it is only 1 month of conducting the research. Come on.
Well, actually, in 1 week, there is not only one meeting. It can be about 2 meetings. So, for the first meeting, I did a pretest which aims to find out the students' basic knowledge about the basic grammar, that is about the English verb forms, which include tenses, aspect, mood, modality, voice, and also pronoun. And then for the second meeting, I did the treatment, and then the treatment also was conducted for about 6 meetings. For the first meeting, I implemented the material about the tenses. But before I go to the tenses, I have to tell the students about the Arirang news first, and then what kind of material that I will teach to them. So at the first meeting, I tell them about the English verb forms, and then uh, I have to, well, actually, I have to tell them about the verb first because they still don't know how to change the English verb form. So I need to tell them about the verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, or how to use it. And then after that, I teach by using PowerPoint presentation. And then for the first meeting, I teach tenses, and then I explain about tenses and the
Okay,
usage
cut
of
it out.
tenses.
That's enough. That's enough. Thank you for explaining. I want it in a short kind of explanation considering all the week. First week, second week, third week, till the last week. Now let's go with the next chapter to your finding. Okay. For the finding itself here, you were mentioning 2 types of data. First here is the result of the pre-test, and then second one it is the result of the post-test. Okay, when we try to compare between a pre-test and then post-test, how many students here that you can see the gap between the pre and then the post-test?
I have to read my thesis to know the gap, sir.
No, you don't have to read it, come on. Because this is the result of your research, your finding. You could
Well,
memorize
actually,
it, I guess. Come on.
there is the calculation at
Okay.
the next slide. You can see
Which one?
now,
This
but
one.
I didn't put the gap between the score of the post test and pre-test. I
Okay, I hope
didn't.
on your complete thesis you're going to put it down. Okay?
Okay,
Ariij
thank you.
Diandra Takia. And then uh, next one here, if we try to compare it between the pre-test and then post-test, we have a significant kind of improvement, right? And then it is, to be honest, it is like too good to be true, right? Look at that one. On the pre-test, we get a poor, yeah, and then the score here between 40 to 65. We get number of student 30, and then the percentage 91%. Okay, And then suddenly on the first test here, 40 to 65 there are students, and then it is only 1%. That's why I'm mentioning it is too good to be true. Can you try to please answer this one? From the percentage here on the pre-test, we got 91%. And the next one, it is at 0%. No percent at all for this one. Come on.
Sir, to be honest, the the improvement is not too big. I remember if it's not the gap is not far from 2 points. I mean, like the data is normal because uh, what I remember, the mean of the post test is about 7.6, if I'm not mistaken. And then the mean of the pretest is about 5.6, if I'm not mistaken. So
Okay.
it's just two gaps
Okay.
for.
Try to compare this one. This is the result of the post test, right? Okay, now let's take a look at this one. 40 to 65. The number of the student that got this score is no students, and the number of students in percentage is their students, right? Hello, Ariij? Hello, Ariij? Hello, Ariij? Hello? Hello,
Hello, sir.
Wow, it's suddenly no internet connection. I'm gonna repeat it, okay? Okay, Ariij, you will have to look at this one, I guess, yeah? On the first test, it is 0, and then this will be 0 percentage. And then,
Yes.
if we go back, look at this one, 30 students, and then 91%. And then that's why I'm mentioning this, it is too good to be true. Yeah? Okay, maybe you can try to revise this one, I guess. Yeah, and I'm gonna give you the suggestion when you're gonna visit for the revisions. I'm gonna give you around 3 days. Yeah, after 3 days you can meet me, and then we can discuss your complete thesis.
So
Okay,
tomorrow
Ariij?
is okay, sir. Tomorrow. What about tomorrow?
Not tomorrow, I guess, because you're still gonna visit your grandma, or it is your grandpa that passed away.
Yes.
Okay, and then for the last chapter of your thesis, you're mentioning Arirang news can be said to be effective because based on the data, post-test experiment were higher than the result of the data pre-test. Yeah, it is not of the data pre-test, but it is of the pre-test data. That was the correct kind of form.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, Ariij, and then thank you very much for attending the thesis defense today. Let's close this thesis defense here by reciting Hamdallah together. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Best of luck for your result, and then I hope you're gonna pass for this thesis defense based on your performance while answering the questions. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Ariij.
Massive thanks, sir.
Yep.